What's up, everyone, and welcome back to Impact Gaming Center's live and in living color modern FNM. Thank you all so much for hanging out with us tonight. We have Ben on Chthonian Mardu versus Lincoln on Lantern Control. And Ben does have Jengatha as a companion. And Lincoln off to the races. Straight out of the bat, straight out of the gate, we have a Lantern of Insight here for Lincoln. This is going to be a fun one. Lincoln's been telling me for weeks, hey, Alex, I'm going to come up. I'm going to play Lantern. I'm like, dude, I will put you on camera. So here we are. Hopefully you're in for a long one right now because this is going to be fun, but it could go pretty long because Lantern Control, kind of takes a little while to play. But let's see if we can see any cards in Lincoln's hand. I see a Shredder. Of course, if you are unfamiliar with the deck, with what Lincoln wants to do here, he wants to get several Shredders, Codex Shredder, which is a 1-mana artifact that can tap to mill a card from either player's library. And what he wants to do is basically get 3 or 4 of these out and essentially lock his opponent out of playing the game. So, and they're like, okay, well, what about creatures? Well, Lantern Control plays this really cool card called Ensnaring Bridge, which says creatures can't attack if their power is greater than the number of cards in your hand. So essentially you get landless. Or I'm sorry, you get with no cards in hand. And then your opponent's never attacking. Thoughtseize gonna get milled away by the Codex Shredder. We're going to hit Thoughtseize. And there is a bridge in hand for Lincoln. Oh, pretty good here for Ben. Obviously, you have to take the Ensnaring Bridge, but 2 Ancient Stirrings, pretty good for Lincoln. Down with Ben, says Scape Shift. What's up? Alrighty, Blood Crypt and a pass back after the Amp Raptor, and the attack puts Lincoln down to 17. Alrighty. And there's an Ensnaring Bridge right on top of on top of Lincoln's library. Gonna play Beseiju, maybe not. Interesting decision point here whether Lincoln wants to use the... Yeah, he elects not to, but what we're deciding here for Lincoln was, do you want to cast the Ancient Stirrings to put the bridge in hand? But if you do that, Ben could just Thoughtseize it potentially out of your hand. So he elects not to. We get another Amped Raptor. So here we go. Amped Raptor really good against Lantern Control, of course, because it hits. It always hits. Orcish Bowmasters. Gonna come in, gonna play that. Gonna amass. And get in there while you can, Ben. Meanwhile, we will play a Marionette Apprentice. Gonna enter. Gonna fabricate one and pass back to Lincoln. He will, of course, draw that Ensnaring Bridge. Cookbook the top card. And all Lincoln can do is pass. Ether Hub on top of Ben's deck. This is interesting, though, of course, because Lincoln knows every card that Ben has drawn. Other than the cards that were in his opening hand, Lincoln knows. Typically, you want to play Lantern on turn 1 and then Thoughtseize and a Codex Shredder on turn 2. That's typically what you want to do with this deck. Lantern Control. Here's a Marsh Flats. And in with the squad. Count them up. Yeah, you can't hold it, Lincoln. You got to tap. Down to 1. This is going to be an interesting turn. Cookbook and a land. So we play our land. Play our cookbook. Discard this. Make a food. So can Lincoln cast this Ancient Stirrings into something that is either free or 2 mana or less? He can't get a land or else it'll be in his hand and he will die to all these creatures. But if he can find something that he can cast, which he does, Mishra's Bauble, that means Ben will not be able to attack him for the foreseeable future. And oh boy, Lincoln's starting to assemble the Lantern Lock at 1 life. Ben going to drop to 15 off of the fetch, and holy smokes, is Lincoln doing it? Are we doing it here, chat? But thank you, everybody, so much for hanging out with us tonight. If you're watching on Twitch, we appreciate you. If you're watching after the fact, though, on YouTube, that's awesome as well. But just know we stream every single Friday night at 7 p.m. Central. We are a 20,000 square foot gaming center. River of Tears says, Lantern Control, is this 2013? Gaming center in the fabulous Fairview Heights. And we would love for it if you would come watch us on Twitch. But if you're watching on YouTube, make sure to like, comment, subscribe, hit that notification bell icon. And so you don't miss our content. Ocelot Pride, going to enter, going to gain some energy. All righty. What you got? So River of Tears, it wasn't 2013, by the way. It was like 2018, 2019, when Lantern Control grew to prominence and won a Pro Tour. A sack of food can gain 3 life up to 4. And here we go. We find a... And that is a prismatic ending that Lincoln drew. Seed Core, going to copy... the Codex Shredder, going to get Chthonian Nightmare out of here. Arid Mesa, the card now on top of Ben's library. Ooh, Flage is pretty scary. Surveil Land, going to put Flage into the bin. All right, so now we have an activation of Nile Spellbomb. Maybe, maybe not. Well, I guess the Flage happens. Back down to 1 goes Lincoln. So, Ben can't attack still. Gonna make a cat off of the Ocelot Pride. And I'm sure that Ben has the city's blessing at this point. Yep, and there's the city blessing token. Make some kitties and pass back. All right, back to Lincoln, and now he's got 2 shredders. Glimmer Void on top. Gonna just shred that, gain 3 life, or make a food, which will allow him to gain 3 more life. Godless Shrine the draw. Island, the top card for Ben. Arid Mesa. Fetch lands are pretty good against Lantern Control. The problem here is Lincoln is starting to develop the hard lock. Nixless, mill that as well. Because once you get about, I would say 3 or 4, you're certainly pretty much locked out of the game from drawing good cards. But we still need to find that extra. And there it is. There's Codex Shredder. Gonna discard. Gonna make a food token. Gonna crack the food. Go to 7. And all things firing here for Lincoln. Lantern Control is a deck that I really enjoy. A lot of players don't like Lantern Control because it takes, quote unquote, a long time. It's not fun, but it does. It is a deck that it has a low floor and a very high ceiling. If you're a good Lantern player, you can beat any deck. If you have a good knowledge of the format, you can beat any deck. However, if you don't know what you're doing and you're just going to lose every round. But it definitely rewards format knowledge more than I think anything else. And just knowing when to start shredding. Because once you get 3 or 4 of those shredders, I mean, it don't take long to mill your opponent out. What's the win condition, you might be asking? There are no creatures. Lincoln is just here to mill his opponent. 1 mill rock at a time. All right. Inventor's Fair on top. Here is another Codex Shredder. Lincoln going to pass. Arid Mesa going to be drawn by Ben. Fatal Push. That card actually has 0 text. But now we're getting to the point where Lincoln can just kind of start shredding for shredding's sake. Guide of Souls on top for Ben. Lincoln going to draw the Inventor's Fair, another way to gain life. Guide of Souls, do we want to draw that? At this point, anything that doesn't say, like, draw a card, like Amp Raptor might be an issue. Or anything that could deal direct damage would be an issue. But all these creatures don't matter. Anything that could destroy artifacts, obviously very good as well. Up to 18 goes Ben. But these creatures don't really matter too much. Another Ajani. All 3 Ajanis in a... Wow. Chthonian Nightmare. Flage, obviously. Flage is probably the scariest thing that's in Ben's deck. I flipped through Ben's deck while, you know... Oh, Goblin Bombardment. Yes, that also... yes, that would be very worrisome as well. But aside from just a few cards, Lincoln's looking like he's definitely en route for the W this game. Three mill rocks, and the Lantern of an Insight can sacrifice itself to shuffle a player's deck. That's last case, last ditch scenario. Worst case, last ditch effort. Yep, so ping you twice. That's something Lincoln's got to be cognizant of as well. Anytime he draws an extra card, the Bowmasters will ping him. But he just gains it back, right back with the cookbook anyways, going up to 8. And he'll gain a life off of Inventor's Fair because he has Metalcraft. Glimmer Void. Gonna pitch that. Gonna gain 3 more life. Thanks to the cookbook. Milieu. Yeah, I don't want Bowmasters. Bowmasters are direct damage spells. We're going to fetch here for Ben. Does not want the textless card. Fatal Push. Actually does nothing in this matchup. Fail to find. 1 life, shuffle your library. All right. And yeah, Marionette, Apprentice, going to be okay. When you're playing Lantern Control, you basically never want to get down to 1 when your opponent is about to draw a card or take their turn. That's when you can get yourself into some trouble. So Lincoln playing smart here, allowing the Marionette Apprentice to be drawn. Milieu. Guide of Souls. And Bauble was cracked, I believe, for Lincoln. So he'll draw 1. I'm not sure what that artifact is. We're gonna cookbook it away. It doesn't matter, and then we're gonna crack the food to gain 2/3 life. Alrighty. Back to Ben, and that Ben's gonna call it. Yeah, that was. I mean, perfect execution by Lincoln there. Exactly the game plan he wanted to have going in. Lincoln going to take game number 1, but Ben, I'm sure, has some sideboard hate for this matchup. Has to have some kind of artifact removal for sure. But, yeah. Lincoln going to take game 1, and all things went pretty smoothly for Lantern Control there. But, yeah, thank you all so much for hanging out with us tonight. If you're watching on Twitch, we appreciate you. And, again, if you're watching after the fact on YouTube, like, comment, subscribe. Hit the notification bell icon because we come out with content like this every single week. We'll have 4 rounds today, which means there will be more and more content. And if you're watching on Twitch, we did just become affiliates. You can subscribe, give us some of those Bezos bucks. We would definitely appreciate that. And yeah, we are super stoked to have you along tonight. Additionally, we just launched our website, impactgamingcenter.gg. So if you are in the market for luxury cardboard rectangles, head on over to impactgamingcenter.gg. We deliver all over the place. So whether you are local here in the St. Louis area or are in Saskatoon, we will deliver all your gaming needs. We also have a ton of other things in stock. From Warhammer to D&D to board games, Magic the Gathering, Pokemon, Lorcana, you name it, we sell it if it is in the gaming sphere. So check out impactgamingcenter.gg. We're super stoked. We literally just launched the website today if you're watching this live. So Ben's going to take this. You think so? I mean, he's bringing in quite a few cards. Subtlety, I see. Can't quite see what else. Website is up. Yes, Scape Shift. Yes, it is. So, oh, those are the things. Subtlety. He's not playing blue. I'm tripping. But yeah, the website is up. Go check it out. It's a really nice website. It is a really nice website, I gotta say. Actually, I could even bring it up for you. I could even bring it up for you. Yeah, we're going to do this. Look at this, guys. This is the website, folks. Got Shimmering Skies, some Bloomburrow action, Universes, Attack on Titan, our event calendar. Yeah, it is up and running. So check that out if you are interested. But yeah, let's get back to it. Looks like these guys are about ready anyway, so let's get back down there to the battlefield. And again, thanks everybody for hanging out with us. Go check out that website. Remember, it's impactgamingcenter.gg. Oh, gonna take the L. I gotcha. We shall see. We shall see, but yeah. Lantern Control used to be one of the best and most dominant decks in Modern back in late 2018, early 2019. Even won a Pro Tour, but then Mox Opal got banned. And KCI, well, actually KCI was determined to be the better degenerate artifact deck. And then Mox Opal got banned, so it was a fun 50-minute games. Hey, that didn't take that long. You know? That didn't take that long. Looks like Lincoln's going to go ahead and mulligan. But and I think based on Ben, what he's doing, I would hope that he's keeping. Otherwise, he should be shuffling now. KCI. Yeah, KCI was sweet too. I like really. I like the fun decks. And by fun decks, it's probably the decks that everybody else hates. All right, here we have Fetch, Shock, Guide of Souls. That's a really strong start here for Ben. Exactly what he wants to do. And there is a Lantern of Insight for Lincoln. So here we go. It was a teamer pile. KCI was a teamer pile. I don't know about all that. All right, Bloodstained Mire going to be the draw for Ben. Ben, reveal the top card of your library. Yep. You know Lincoln's going to remind him. There's a Guide of Souls. That's a pretty good one. That's a pretty good one. All righty. Ether Hub. And there is a big old kitty cat. Going to bring a little kitty cat along with him. And Ben has some pretty significant pressure here. Lincoln going to need to really find his ensnaring bridges and quick. Alrighty. Ancient Stirrings. That is definitely going to help. Let's see. There is... I see an Ensnaring Bridge. At least I assume. A white bordered card. There's a Ghoul Caller's Bell. Ghoul Caller's Bell is essentially a mill rock. Bowmaster is pretty good too. Holy smokes. Been drawn really well right now. Definitely has the tools to be able to beat Lincoln before Lincoln can get the lock. Potentially. Of course, we'll see how things shake out, but... Ben going to cast Guide of Souls. Going to get some energy. Going to play a Marsh Flats. Doing some math. Get into the red zone. Down to 11. Goes Lincoln. We'll fetch here down to, I think 16. Down to 14. If my life tracker is correct. We always go by what the players have on their, on the phone there. And here's a Bowmasters. He's going to shoot his own cat, which is going to flip a Johnny. Pretty heads-up play there by Ben. Again, even if Ben's life total is a little bit off, it does not matter. Lincoln isn't killing him with life. All right. We've got a reader. Let's take a look ourselves. We have the technology. We might as well use it, right? Here we go. A Johnny Nactal Avenger is a 3 loyalty planeswalker. Put a +1/+1 counter on each cat you control. Create a 2/1 cat warrior token. When you do, if you control a red permanent other than a Johnny, he deals damage equal to the number of creatures you control to any target. This card is really, really, really bad for Lincoln right now. And then the last one, probably not going to get used, but yeah. Guided Soul's going to bite the dust. Make a cat token. Yep, and Lincoln is in trouble. Down to 5 off the Ajani. This is just it, right? This is just the game right here. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, that's going to be it. Lincoln going to fall in game 2. We will have the best 2 words in competitive Magic. Game 3. Game 3 about to happen. Who y'all got? Hey, I can manage a poll here. New poll. Who wins this match? Alrighty, there you go. Who wins? Get your votes in now, folks. Get your votes in now. Thank you all so much for hanging out with us. We do appreciate you. Again, I'm Les Alex. I make content about Magic the Gathering. You can check my YouTube channel out, Les Alex. Just check it out. It'll be around. It might even be in the description of this video if you're watching on YouTube. Who knows? But yeah, thank you all so much for tuning in, especially if you're watching on Twitch. We have, I think, 17 players here tonight. We've got, I think, 12 or so for our Lorcana tournament, and we've probably got about 20 Commander players. So if you're in the St. Louis area and you're watching this live, come on up. We're open till midnight. Be a ton of fun. If you're not, if you're in the Midwest, you should come on up. This place is crazy big. I know our cameras here, I'm looking at the cameras, what they show, they don't do the space justice. We need to get like an overhead cam out in the play space so that you can just see the scope of how big this place is. 20,000 square feet, folks. It's nuts. Again, I do want to shout out. Go check out the fresh and new and clean ImpactGamingCenter.gg. That's the website. Go check it out. You can buy Magic singles. You can buy Magic sealed product. You can buy gaming sealed product. You can buy other card games. Whatever. Let's see. These players are looking like they're about to draw their 7 cards. Lincoln will probably be on the play, I would imagine. But yeah, we are ready to roll. We are ready to roll. Here we go. Lincoln deciding. Ben deciding. And Lincoln going to take a mulligan. Ben. I assume Ben is keeping. Again, I can't hear the players, so. All right, it looks like right now Lincoln is winning the poll with 3 votes. He has 2. Ben has 1. Sorry, Ben. All right, we're off to the races now. Misha's Bobble and a Codex Shredder will bobble, targeting you, targeting Lincoln. All righty. I'm going to shred that away. Yeah, that makes sense. If it's a card you don't want, just shred it away. And Lincoln going to take a draw step on Ben's hand. Lincoln, congrats, buddy. You won the poll. We'll see. Can you win the match? We shall see. Down to 17 goes Ben. And are we going to see a Guide of Souls or an Ocelot Pride here on turn 1? I see a Guide of Souls. There it is. And a Johnny and a Flage. Ooh, Ben's hand is stacked. Lincoln's going to have pretty good set of cards in his hand. All right. Urza Saga. That is a way to find the lantern. We are going to Thoughtseize. Oh my gosh. This hand is so good. Yeah, Harsh Mentor definitely got to be the card that's going to get hit. But yeah, Ben's hand is stacked. Double Ocelot Pride, a Johnny Flage land. He is coming out of the gates in this third and final game swinging. Marsh Flats down to 14. Someone dinked the table, it looks like. Sorry about that. Sometimes when people are walking by, they'll dink our rig. Alrighty. Here's an a Johnny. That'll make a dude, make a little kitty cat. And we are going to get in there with a Guide of Souls. And Ben does gain a couple life off of those creatures entering the battlefield thanks to Guide of Souls. Inventor's Fair. We got a reader. Not quite going to be able to gain life. All right. Make a construct token off of Urza Saga. Pass back to Ben. So we know they're going to ban Nadu. Do we see something else getting banned? I can see Grief getting banned just because I think that the Mono Black Necro Dominance deck is going to be the best deck. It has like a 56 win percentage, which isn't egregious historically, but it's very good. And Grief is just like an unfun card to play against. So I can see him banning Grief. I can also see the argument for the One Ring. You know, I don't know. It apparently in the SCG 20K or whatever, it was in 40% of decks in some number. So that's pretty, you know, it's just generically a great card. I could see them banning it for that, but we'll see. It'll be interesting. It'll be interesting to see what gets the ban hammer. But let me know in the comments. If you're watching this on YouTube, let me know. What do you think is going to get banned? If they ban the ring, the slow decks are dead? Maybe. I don't know. Down to 13 goes Ben off the fetch and shock. I mean, they're certainly not getting better if that happens, right? But we'll see. Construct token for Lincoln is a 2/2 currently. Got another Ocelot, or not another, but Ocelot Pride #1 entering the battlefield. Ben will gain a life off that. Guide of Soul's going to attack. Will it? Tron and Eldrazi decks are gone. Yeah, we'll see. I'm excited to see what Modern looks like after post Nadu. That's for sure. So triggering Guide of Souls, gaining a life, and then pinging his own cat, which means a Johnny will flip, and a Johnny flipped is bad news bears for Lincoln, because that middle ability just eats his lunch. And there's, yep, the Orc Army. And he's going to plus, putting a +1/+1 counter on each cat. Down to 11. Lincoln is in a bad way here. He's got a ton of cards in hand. He does have an ensnaring bridge in hand. But that Ajani is big, big trouble. So we'll float a mana. We'll finally be able to get our Lantern of Insight on board. Pithing Needle. That's a pretty good choice. And that's what the card that I didn't know what it was is. Pithing Needle, certainly naming. Yes, thank you. Thank you, guys. Certainly naming a Johnny. And here is Ensnaring Bridge. Still has 2 cards in hand. Has 1 card in hand. So not dead yet. And a big old construct. So they're separating it between creatures that can attack and creatures that can't attack. Alrighty. Is Lincoln going to be able to do this? It's possible. He's not dead yet. Not dead yet. Ben definitely has him up against the ropes, though. But next turn, Lincoln won't have any cards in hand. I guarantee it. He's got, I forget what he has in hand, but it is a spell. So no matter if he draw, because like sometimes you can get stuck with 2 lands in hand, and then obviously like you can't play 2 lands in a turn. So that is a way that you can get stuck with Lantern Control. Been doing some math. You could play the Flage, that would be 3. Attack for 3, that'd be 6. You could attack and give some counters. There's Flage. Yep, down to 8 goes Lincoln. There's an Ocelot Pride. Up to 22 goes Ben. Again, the phone life total is what we go by. City's Blessing is available. Ben just trying to see if he can win here and now. Doesn't want to give another turn to Lincoln. All right, down to 5. Has Lincoln weathered the storm here? You know if Lincoln untaps, he's going to be feeling great about his chances. Still needs to be able to find the namesake of the card, the Lantern of Insight. But as long as a Johnny is Pithing Needled, we might be in business here. Here come the dice. kitties. They are 1/1s. 28. Up to 28 goes Ben. All right, back to Lincoln, and he gets to untap. And he'll gain a life. Lantern of Insight. Should we find a Lantern of Insight? Oh, he found it! I don't know if it was in his hand, but holy smokes, that's a game changer because that's going to protect him. I don't think that was the card in his hand. Does he have another Ensnaring Bridge? Oh, no. Down to 5. Oh, it's a prismatic ending. Okay. Well, that is a horse of a different story. I thought it was an Ensnaring Bridge. All righty, here we go. Now Lincoln's cooking with some grease lightning here. A Johnny. All right. Ben can't attack here. Lincoln doesn't have any cards in hand. He's going to be living off the top of his library. And with three potential shuffles, Lincoln's looking like he's in a pretty good position here. He's going to gain 1 life on his upkeep, too. That Ajani is Pithing Needled. Not sure what we're talking about. I guess the city's blessing. Ben's going to gain like infinite life at this point. Lincoln don't care about that. Honey Badger don't care. Gonna start aggressively milling. We want the cookbook. Lincoln wants the cookbook here. Wants to be able to gain life out of some problematic situations. Because with only 2 mill rocks, there are cards that could potentially get Lincoln into some trouble here. There's a Ghoul Caller's Bell. Okay, that's another good card to have. And we're probably going to go find a Codex Shredder off of this. Which is unfortunate that he has to get rid of that Ghoul Caller's Bell, but we'll see what he gets here. Pixis of Pandemonium, also another option. We'll see what he likes to get, though. I'm not sure if Lincoln plays Pixis of Pandemonium. I didn't see it. Now Spellbomb. Also good against Flage, of course. So we can cookbook and we can do everything we want. Bobble. Not really what you want, but we'll take it. Pop your graveyard. Alrighty. Look like, I mean, see, this is why I love having face cams, folks, because you get to see their body language. And you could tell in those earlier turns, Lincoln was really, I mean, you could just tell by his facial expression, kind of how he was kind of late, slumping back in his chair. But now his entire demeanor has changed here. And there is a Rakdos Charm. That's a sideboard card. That's a good one to mill over. Now he's sitting up, kind of got a smile on his face here and there. He's feeling it. And he'll gain a life. That's an Ensnaring Bridge. You might not want an Ensnaring Bridge because currently Lincoln can't cast that card. So, but he's got some mill rocks here. Guide of Souls don't care about that. Ooh, Wear Tear definitely care about that, though. Mill you twice. Oh, Ben has to reveal the top card of his library. It's a Thoughtseize. Oh, we're in turns. Oh, I didn't know that. Okay. Pixies of Pandemonium. We're going to discard this to the book. Yeah, that's fine. Sacrifice, go to 12. Pass turn. I don't think Ben can win this game. If this went for infinite turns, I don't think Ben is winning this game at this point. With Pixie coming off, Pixis of Pandemonium coming off the top, I just don't see it. And I'm going to get confirmation real quick on see who won this game, folks. I don't want to leave you with not knowing. All right, and just as I suspected, Lincoln with Lantern Control in 2024 gonna take down Ben with Chthonian Mardu Energy. Hey, Lantern Control in the hands of a good pilot is still a pretty darn good deck in 2024. That was a great match. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you're watching live on Twitch, stick with us. If you're not, and you're watching on YouTube, make sure to like, comment, subscribe, hit that notification bell icon so you don't miss content like this. We've got some videos popping up here. I'm sure you'll like them, so click them, watch them both. You'll love them, I guarantee it. My name's Les Alex. I make content on YouTube. You can go subscribe to my channel. Go check it out. The link will probably be in the description. Check me out. I make content about competitive Magic. But yeah, I appreciate you. We appreciate you. Impact Gaming Center. We will see you in the next round or in the next video. So we will catch you on the other side of this ad bumper. Adios.